I'm Jen.
And I'm Craig.
And this is The Knot Project. And we come to you fully authentic today, doing the video with my wet hair. I was thinking about maybe I should dry it before we do a video. And I thought, well, you know, it's not like we're professional married people, right?
We are professional married people.
But we're not really professional. We're more...
I'm professional.
Our point is that when we do these videos, we're not trying to seem like we have it all together. We're just trying to share from our experience. And in fact, that's exactly what we are doing today, is sharing literally what happened this morning, because we feel like it might be helpful for y'all when you have stressful seasons of busy in your life.
Yeah, so this month, we knew kind of going into it that it was going to be a really, really busy time for us. I had a retreat, she had a retreat, kids had events, all-day dance competitions, which they swept, by the way. I'm very proud about that.
Yeah.
Not prideful, but proud of her.
Craig's mom's been sick, and so we've been trying to emotionally, physically Craig being there as much as he can, and emotionally dealing with the stress of that and just the heartache that comes with that.
Yeah, so just a lot of stuff going on, and then this morning, busyness, as it starts to wear on you, and stress as it starts to wear on you, you start to get frayed at the edges, and your partner starts to get frayed at the edges, and eventually, as the proximity of those two things get close together, those frays start to fight and intermingle in a not happy way. So that kind of happened this morning a little bit. The important thing is to recognize it, that that's what's happening, and the enemy will use busyness, and will use stress, and will use the emotions that kind of come as a result of that to kind of incite things. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this, but you're in the middle of a fight or after the fight, and you forget, you don't even know what the fight was about, or why it even started, or why you were so angry or upset. And that should give you pause. That should give you, should signal to you that it's a time to sit down with your spouse and say, look, let's kind of do an after-action report,
right,
and see what caused all this.
Well, and so that's what happened today. When Craig and I get stressed and we get to the end of ourselves, we react in really different ways. So Craig, we both want to go into our respective holes, but I won't usually allow myself to do that. I want to get everything done and just be occupied and keep going and going and going. Even though everything in me says rest, I don't typically. And then I get upset when Craig feels like he can just go and rest, and I want to be like, well, who gave you the free pass? Like, don't you see that we have all this stuff to do? And so that was really causing a lot of our snippiness. You know, he legitimately wanted to rest, and I legitimately wanted to rest, but we were having a hard time allowing each other to do that. So I was doing my quiet time, and I felt like so I think when we get stressed, we start thinking about our needs, our individual needs, because there's something wrong in our energy and in our perspective, and just physically we feel we want to fix that. And so it's so easy, I think, at least for me, when I get stressed, to go inward, and I think about what I need, what I want to get done, what would feel good for me, and the me, instead of a us. And so I asked Craig, I was like, what's one thing that I can do for you or give to you to help you recover from this season of busy? And he didn't quite get the intent of why I was asking, and he had kind of a sarcastic response. So normally when that happens, I'm like, fine, I'm done with you, like, whatever, I'm just gonna go back to focusing on me and do my own thing. And so I kind of did that in the moment, and then I asked God, I was like, Lord, I just feel so, it's been so amazing this month, despite all the chaos, to feel like we were working as a team. And so when we stopped working as a team, I felt bad, like that. It just felt awful. So I came into his room. He was on the couch, and I just laid down with him. Like, I just put my head, I even brought my blanket. I just put my head on his shoulder and I just stayed there silent, which was clearly an act of God, because have I ever done that? Like when it's not nighttime?
I'm sure it's happened.
It's rare. It's rare. And I just laid there until he was ready to talk. And then we just ended up having this amazing conversation, not even looking eye to eye. But what was so cool about that was this vision that I got about, you want to tell the vision? About the car?
Yeah, so I'm a car guy, and so I think...
This is why God gave me the vision for Craig.
But Jen, the vision was that, prior to today, I was a set of tires and Jim was a set of tires, and we were moving along the road fairly well, in the same direction, same speed. But when we kind of got sideways about where we were, both were emotionally and spiritually, then you start moving at different speeds, and in some cases different directions, which is not a good thing if you're in a car, even if you're at full stop, much less barreling down the road at a cruising speed. So that was a really good visual image. And when you get to that point, it's obviously a good idea to pull off the side of the road, figure out what the problem is, fix that problem, and then keep going. That's kind of what we did. Was we just kind of took a pause, and just kind of recalibrated with one another, and had a meaningful conversation where we were honest about where each other was and what each other needed. And then once you communicated that, then you committed to it, then it's a matter of just putting it into action.
Right. So our kind of parting words here are: when you feel that stress begin to fray your relationship, when you feel like one of you is turning faster, you feel disconnected, discombobulated, the first thing is think about what your spouse might need. Stay connected in that, having that conversation, and continue to be plugged into God individually. So I think that first one, it's not our instinct to serve when we're stressed. But if we can serve, then we remember in a very tangible way that we're always better together. And if we can help meet each other's needs instead of just trying to fill our own selves, fill our own bucket, then it's just gonna, it's almost like you get double the gifts, right? Because you get refilled, and it really is better to give than to receive when you see your spouse joyful too. So we just wanted to share with you guys a rough patch that we had, and y'all can just pray for us. We still have about 40% of our season of busy left to go, but we just, I think that's it. We're tired. Y'all have a good week. We'll talk to you next week.
Talk to you later.